Hey, and welcome to Glue Wednesday. GLUE, God's love undoes everything. You know, I created Glue Wednesday because so many times people say that Wednesday is hump day. That's the cliche. And since I try to have a positive twist on everything, I decided that hump has the connotation of the need to get over, whereas Wednesday is actually the middle of a traditional 7-day week that keeps the weekend and the week beginning together. So it's the glue of every week. And for me, glue is GLUE. God's love undoes everything. Not that it takes things apart, but the things that have been torn apart, God's love will help you put them back together. Your beginning and your end, your alpha and omega. So I always like to make sure I do that when I introduce the session, because somebody could be watching for the first time. And if you are, thank you and welcome aboard. I'm on right now, just waiting to build the audience. We start in less than 4 minutes, but I want to give people time to get connected and get the announcement. Hey, just because I'm not working, just because I'm working from home doesn't mean that you aren't, that you are, and you may be on your lunch period, so I know it's time sensitive. Hey, Sandra, and again, happy birthday to anniversary to you, and welcome aboard. Chicago, stay in the house. And then I like to give my shout outs at the beginning so that during the broadcast, which starts in now less than 4 minutes, so that during the broadcast, I can spend more time reading the message that I prepared. And I've had people not necessarily say recently, but in the past, in terms of people talking to, hey, I got your thumbs up. People in the past who talk about speakers, they say, oh, well, you know what? I don't like when a speaker reads. No, you know what? It's really okay for a speaker to read. That means they've prepared the message for you. Hey, Jasmine. Oh, now we all cleared about what page I'm on, right? But, you know, a read message is one prepared. If you ever speak at a graduation ceremony, and I have to shout out people who may speak it when they say, you know what, I had some prepared notes, but I'm just going to speak from the heart. Bulletin, not fair. Write from the heart. Don't speak from the heart. Let me know that this is an important graduation celebration for me. Hey, Jada, this is an important graduation celebration for me. Let me know that you prepared a message for me to talk to me about how I can graduate, how I can move on. A lot of times when someone says, I prepared something, but I'm just going to speak from the heart, what actually is happening is that they did not prepare anything. And so they're trying to make it sound like they're speaking from the heart, but in fact, they're not. You know, and like I said, I don't hate calling them out, because when I prepare a message for someone, I don't get up there and suddenly say, well, I'm going to scrap what I prepared and just say what I feel like saying. No, in fact, what I do is, we've got less than 2 minutes before we start the broadcast, but you know, everything I say always walks right into what we're talking about. But if I've prepared a message for you, what I do while I'm waiting for my turn to take the platform is I get excited listening to whoever's speaking before me, or whatever ceremony comes before me, or whatever has happened in my day coming to the engagement, knowing that the message I prepared is in sync with what's going on in the day and the atmosphere. Okay. Yeah. Oh, another hey from Jada. And hey, April, Minnesota. Was in the house. What's going on? Hey, Christopher Met, South Carolina in the house. You know, it's by the way, that's we got less than a minute. We're gonna start the actual broadcast. But so yeah, if you prepare a message for someone, whether it's a graduation or whatever you're preparing a message for, get excited about how everything seems to be falling in place, so that your messenger becomes, boom, the impetus to take it even higher and to help the people who you prepared the message for get that spark that they needed, and that recognition and appreciation. God, Ravi, man, now, you know, was it last week I celebrated my 45th anniversary of having started working at the Wall Street Journal. I got to give this guy a special shout out. This guy who just joined on, Ray. God, so Ray, goodness, we've been friends, 40 years? Because I know I started the Journal before you, so I don't know how many years after that you came out down to Cortlandt Street. But it's 1 o'clock. Let's get started on today's message. And when I put there an announcement, did you realize that a year has to qualify to be called a leap year. Okay, next month, February 29th, is leap day. But did you realize that a year had to qualify to become a leap? So here's what I found when I did a Google search on, and the link is Old Farmer's Almanac, and an article called "Learn How Leap Years Keep Our Calendar Accurate" by a lady named Catherine Boakman. This article was written December 23rd, 2019. So here's the article. Simply put, a leap year is a year with an extra day. So a February 29th, which is added nearly every 4 years to the calendar year. The short explanation for why we need leap years is that our calendar needs to stay aligned with the astronomical season. One orbit of Earth around the sun takes approximately 365.25 days, a little more than our Gregorian calendar's nice round number of 365. So because the calendar does not account for the extra quarter of a day that the Earth requires to complete its orbit around the sun, it doesn't completely align with the solar year. Because of this 0.25 difference, our calendar gradually gets out of sync with the seasons. Adding an extra day, like aka a leap day, to the calendar every 4 years brings the calendar in line and therefore aligns it with the seasons. Without leap days, the calendar would be off by 5 hours, 48 minutes, and 45 seconds more each year. After 100 years, the seasons would be off by 25 days. So eventually, the months we call February and March would feel like summer months in the Northern Hemisphere. The extra leap day adjusts this drift, but it's not perfect math. Adding a leap day every 4 years overcompensates by a few extra seconds each leap year, adding up to almost 3 extra days every, get this, 10,000 years. But that's also why I like to tell people, don't let a man-made calendar control your celebrations, okay? Meanwhile, back to the article, and hey, what's up, Lanika? Okay, because of this extra day, a leap year has 366 days instead of 365. So everybody celebrate your birth an extra day this year, by the way. Additionally, a leap year does not end and begin on the same day of the week as a non-leap year does, which is something I didn't realize. So the January 1st of every year, whatever day of the week that is, December 31st is going to be that same day of the week in a non-leap year. Something that I didn't know. So Google, you win again, all right? Here are some of the rules now of being a leap year. 1, a year may be a leap year if it is evenly divisible by 4. 2, years that are divisible by 100. For instance, century years such as 1900 or 2000 cannot be leap years unless they are also divisible by 400. For this reason, the years 1700, 1800, and 1900 were not leap years, but the years 1600 and 2000 were. If a year satisfies both the rules, then it is a leap year. So 2000 happens to follow the rules of leap years. 2020, by the way, 2020 divided by 4 equals 505 with no remainder. 2020 is not a century year, so it does not need to be divisible by 100 or 400. So century years need to be divisible by 100 or 400. Therefore, 2020 abides by the rules of leap years and will have an extra day added to it, Saturday, February 29th. So what's a leap day and what is a leap ling? Have you heard of a leap ling? A leap day is the extra day of the leap year, February 29th. A leap ling is a person born on a leap day. A leapling is a person born on a leap day. So do we have any leap day babies out there? I know two. I have two friends on Facebook. One is my cousin April T, and another one is a good friend, Lisa Brown Jarvis. So those are two leaplings. I don't know if y'all knew that y'all were called leaplings, but now you know. All right. Here's some leap year facts and folklore. 1, years ago, leap day was known as Ladies' Day, or ladies' privilege, as it was the one day when women were free to propose to men. Today, Sadie Hawkins Day sometimes applies to February 29th, the leap day, based on that older tradition. According to folklore, in a leap year, the weather always changes on Friday. I still don't actually know what that means, except that, because the weather changes, it seems like the weather changes every day. But this says that on a leap year, the weather always changes on Friday. And then leap year was never a good sheep year, which is an old proverb. And I don't know where that proverb came from. Obviously, it's not a biblical proverb, but it was an old saying. A leap year was never a good sheep year. So maybe sheep don't do well during leap year. And then here's a question. Are leap years bad luck? Many feel that to be born on leap day, thereby becoming a leapling, is actually a sign of good luck. However, in some cultures, it is considered bad luck to get married during a leap year. Now, we don't know of any evidence supporting that marriage theory, but we do know that during leap years, 1, Rome burned. That was 64. 2, the Titanic sank, 1912. 3, the Pilgrims landed at Plymouth Rock, Massachusetts, 1620. 4, Benjamin Franklin proved that lightning is electricity, 1752. And 5, gold was discovered in California, 1848. So all those were leap years. So leap year is an extra day. So let me turn it into extra words instead of an acronym as we look at the dictionary definition of leap. And since there are 2 definitions as a verb or a noun, I'll give you at least 2 for each letter in the word leap, though not as necessarily verb and noun. The verb definition of leap is to jump or spring a long way, to a great height or with great force. Something a lot of people do in their New Year's resolutions. And the noun definition of leap is a forceful jump or quick movement. Here's what I look at leap, L-E-A-P. The L, I think, is learn about and like yourself. Learn about and like yourself. Remember, most people love themselves, but liking yourself is the cherry on the cake. Haven't you said, I don't like how I look in this outfit. I don't like the way I acted with those people. I don't like when I'm in this area or how I did on this test. See, these are words that go into your spirit, and sometimes they stay depending on how often we don't have a balance of likes. So again, so certainly, I'm not saying you won't say, I don't like how I look, I don't like this and that, but how often are you balancing the things that you're telling your spirit that you don't like about yourself by telling your spirit things that you do like about yourself? So you do have to consciously say out loud, I like how I look in this outfit. I like how I did on this test. I like when I'm around certain types of people and in this environment. So learn about and like yourself, because the more you learn about yourself, actually the more you should like yourself, because how will someone else like you if they don't know about you? And so if you don't know about yourself, how can you help someone else know about you and therefore like you? So learn about and like yourself. The E is for express and embrace your happiness. Express and embrace your happiness. See, it's not about the posts that you put on Facebook or any of your social media, or even in the conversation. It's about doing things for yourself and enjoying how you feel about them. Believing that no one else can give you that feeling. They can only help you maintain it. So express and embrace your happiness. So you think about it, if you add up, if you learn about and like yourself, then you know how to express and embrace your happiness, because someone else cannot make you happy. You have to know enough about yourself so that when the person comes into your life and they do certain things that help you maintain or even sometimes revive the happiness that's in your spirit, now you can say that person makes me happy. But the truth is you are making yourself happy through association with that person. And that is, by the way, a wonderful thing. And there's something you can say, I like how I feel with this person. I like how this person makes me feel. Again, you're giving some balance to yourself and your spirit by telling it words about you that you like. So the A is for allow yourself to grow by having an attitude that accepts change. Allow yourself to grow by having an attitude that accepts change as its required gradual action in your life. You see, we sometimes shy away from change based on the impression that change is a huge happening, when in fact, change is a minor movement. You can help yourself see this by looking at, as one of the things I always say, change as challenge with an LLE in the middle. CHALLENGE. And your LLE is life's learning experiences. Those experiences take us back to the top of learning and liking, and our need to learn about and like ourselves so that we can truly express and embrace our happiness by acknowledging the trials, tribulations, and the storms that we've been through. First believing that there was no way we'd make it. You made it. See, so again, you know one of my favorite sayings, trust your track record, laugh at your lack record. You've made it through a lot of storms, trials, and tribulations. So I like how I made it through that storm. You know, I learned that I could go, because making it through that storm, I learned something about myself that I didn't know when I stepped up to that storm in the first place. I didn't think I could make it, but I found out that if I did this, if I embraced who I am, if I trusted my faith, then I could find a way through the storm, because I did. And now I can look back at that storm and say, man, I'm more resilient than I thought I was. I can handle the next storm, because there is a next storm. You know, never think that the storm stopped. There is a next storm. So whatever you got through sets you up for the next storm. And had you not seen how you made it through and give yourself credit for making it through that last storm, you won't be ready for the next one, because you believe that once again, life is so unfair and now you've got another thing coming to knock you down. You will always have something coming to knock you down, but you will always be prepared to get through, to get knocked down. Stay down for a second, check out your surroundings. You know, why did I get knocked down? See, learn about yourself. You have to jump right back up. Ooh, trying to reconnect. What's going on with, okay, it says I got a poor connection. I hope you're listening to me. Consider moving to a better signal, or you can end the, I'm going to keep going and see what happens. Okay, I hope it's still broadcasting, because the final letter in LEAP is P. And that P is patiently pursue your positive purpose and point on your path, knowing that many will seek to push you away. Choosing your messages carefully will help you pick the right pushes. See, pushing back isn't always negative. Sometimes it strengthens our faith and position to receive glue, God's love, which undoes everything. So let's leap and continue to have a happy new year. Thanks, blessings, and appreciation to you enjoying the broadcast, and shout outs to those who joined live. And so I'm going to do my shout outs, but again, I actually don't know if this is broadcasting. I just saw some loves and likes, so let me know if it's still broadcast. Oh, it is, great, because the thing is, I'm getting a message saying trying to reconnect due to poor wireless connection. Your video has been paused. Consider moving to a better signal, or you can end the broadcast. So I chose not to end it and kept going. And then if it turned out that I wouldn't, then I'd go back and then just re-record the end. But I gave some shout outs. I stopped at Lanika and went, hey, Michael Brundy, coming in from Dallas. Paulette, hey, what's happening? Chicago in the house. Yolanda, George, Zet, okay, Charlotte in the house. Brenda Tillman, hey, long time, Brenda. Hey, Tony, what's happening? Becky Presley, good to see you again. Doreen, long time. Yeah, remember when we laughed in Classified where I always told you if you're going to be late, you need to look great? All right, okay. Itty Bitty Nikki, oh, my barmaid. What's going on, Itty? Mama, my big girl now. I'm happy for you. What's up, Vic? Glad to see you on the broadcast. Thank you. Oh, okay, I didn't see. I hadn't page down to see that you can still see it. So thanks for confirming that, Vic and Tony. But everybody, so I'm glad I went through with it. And there's what I'm saying about when somebody says I had a prepared message, but I'm going to speak from the heart. I had a prepared message. I continued through my prepared message, because when we prepare to deliver a message, we usually take a lot of stuff into consideration, and we are looking for a certain outcome of what we want to deliver. This is also why when you really add up a lot of stuff that I say, when you choose your messages carefully, when a pastor is preparing to do a sermon, when someone's getting ready to give a commencement speech at a graduation, when someone is preparing to propose to you, when someone is telling you about the game plan, they have prepared what the outcome that they want. When someone is making New Year's resolutions, you have decided, here's what I want to get. So here's what I'm going to do. Along the way, I may make some changes and adjustments, but I do not scrap my message to speak from the heart. So whenever you decide that you're going to whenever you're going to be preparing a speech or something for someone, write from the heart. Don't speak from the heart. Write from the heart and deliver the message that you came to deliver. I'm glad to be able to deliver Glue every Wednesday from 1 to 1:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Facebook Live. And then I also post it on my YouTube channel and send it out to some people. Be sure to share it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm learning about getting all these likes and stuff, and it helped me become a better person with social media, which is, again, there's that small change that we're going through, everybody. Let's not knock, well, no, I don't do that. I'm old school. Well, you be old school and learn new school so that you can help the new school people make the transition, because sometimes they need to know what we used to do, not in a way of, oh, well, that's not the way we did it. No, hey, you know what? That's not how we did it, but we tried to come up with a shortcut so that you wouldn't have to go through that. And I'm glad to see you using the shortcut. Now, can you help me with that shortcut? Because here's what I thought was going to happen, and I see that you've refined it even better than what I had in mind. There's always a reason to celebrate the people who are around us. So choose your messengers carefully and recognize that you're always being chosen as somebody's messengers as well. Happy leap year to our leaplings, April and Letha, and any other leaplings that you know. Make sure that you give them a shout out and a hug. And everybody celebrate 366 this year, not just 365. All right. Thanks. God bless you. And I'll see you next week. Ciao.